welcome to my familia homeschool. My name is Marissa and I live in Miami, Florida with my husband William and my two daughters Abby and Ellie, and another little one that is on the way. She'll be here in October. We are a family that has chosen homeschool as the way that we have decided to educate our children. And so on this channel, I love talking about our journey, some tips, some resources that we have found. And so if that's interesting to you, make sure you subscribe so that you can join us on that journey. Today, I'm going to be talking about the resources that I am using with my preschool aged daughter. Around this part of the country, this part of the world, most people are starting a new school year, and usually that means new curriculum. Now, do I think it's necessary that you have to use curriculum with your preschool kid? No, you don't. You don't have to use curriculum at all with a preschool aged child. My daughter's 3. Do you need to use curriculum with your 3-year-old? No, you don't. But she has an older sister who is 5, almost 6, and we do homeschool her a little bit more intentionally. And so because of that, when she sees that one-on-one time that my 5-year-old gets with mom, she wants that too. And so little by little, I've found different resources that will work on those skills that I'm wanting to help Ellie with. So I'm going to be sharing those with you today. A lot of these resources that I'm going to be sharing with you today are things that we used last year. So like I said, is it super necessary to use these resources with a 3-year-old? No. And so for that reason, we've gone really slow. If one day Ellie wakes up and doesn't want to sit at the table, that is totally fine with me because it's not necessary. It's more something that she enjoys doing. So some of these are resources that I've already shared on this channel, but there's a couple new things that I've added in just for this year. So to start out, the first workbook that we're using with Ellie is Stepping Stones. When I think preschool, I think shapes, I think colors, I think matching skills, I think pencil control, I think fine motor skills. And so that is a lot of what this workbook works on. It is from Masterbooks, Stepping Stones from Masterbooks, and we've really enjoyed it. This is something that Ellie gets really excited when we pull out. It goes through a Bible story each day, there's a memory verse each day, and then there's a little activity that they can do. And so a lot of it is like draw a line from, we're talking about healthy foods this week, so draw a line from the healthy food to the plate. And so it helps us have those conversations and talk about those things that she doesn't really know about yet. It helps to start learning about matching, learning about categories. It talks about colors and shapes. So this is a resource that we've really enjoyed with Ellie. The next resource is a new one, and it's so simple, but I use this with Abby, and Ellie is really excited to use this too. It's Tracing Trails. It's just by School Zone. It was like $3 or $4 on Amazon, but she's having a lot of fun with it. And so it just works on pencil control, going through the little mazes, trying to stay in the lines. I've seen it really help with her pencil control too. Just in the couple days we've used it, we're little by little starting to incorporate things within our homeschool routine, our homeschool day. And this is one of the things we've added in, and she's really enjoying it. Another new thing that we're adding in this year is preschool math at home. This is something that I didn't know about with my oldest daughter, and I wish I did. This book is something that I've heard about a lot in the homeschool community, and I thought I'd try it out with Ellie, and I'm so glad I did. So this book is for the parent. It's not a workbook for the kids. It's for the parent, and goes through and explains how to start building those early math skills. And it goes through explaining different really simple activities that you can do with your kiddos to help build those skills, that foundation. I feel like it builds a really strong foundation in knowing how to count, that one-to-one counting, all those different skills. Later on, it goes through shapes, it goes through number recognition. And so we've done the first 2 activities in this book, but I think it's going to be a really great way to build that foundation with Ellie. And the last thing we're working on with Ellie is letters and letter sounds. So what we're using to work on those skills is this coloring book. This is the same coloring book that I used with Abby. It worked. Like I said, Abby's a really good reader. And so if it works, we're gonna keep using it. This coloring book has several pages for each letter, and each letter is in the shape of an animal. we have gone through about half of this book, and we're gonna keep using it until we finish. Like I've said, we go really slow, we go at Ellie's rhythm, we go when we have time. And so this is the book that we are using. So we go to the page, that's next. We talk about the letter, we talk about the letter sound, we talk about the animal, we have a little song that we sing. And so, for example, this day we're talking about a C for chicken, or this day we're talking about C for cow, which makes more sense letter sound wise. C for cow. And so if we're talking about C for cow, I'm going to open this page, we're going to talk about it. Then I'm going to pull out this book, DK books. I've talked before about my love for DK books. I know most homeschool mamas have a love for DK books. And so we're going to find the cow page in this book, and I'm going to open it up. And so we're adding in a little bit of science into what we're learning about, into that letter. And the last resource that I use with Ellie is this book. This book is new. I didn't have this book with Abby, but it goes through, it has one page for each letter, and it has, just like the other one, it has an animal, it has an adjective, so forgiving fish, and then it has a memory verse. So we'll read through that verse that connects with, usually it connects with the adjective that it talks about here. And so those are the three resources that we kind of add in, and it's worked really well. She's got a really good foundation, really good knowledge about those letters. We've gotten, I think, up to the letter P, and she is able to tell me those letters and those letter sounds. Each day we go through the letters that we've already learned about real fast, and I'll say, what sound does this letter make? What sound does this letter make? And she's able to tell me. So it's worked well. So those are the resources that we are using with Ellie this year. Like I said, we're going really slow. It's not necessary, but it's something that she enjoys. Most of what we do with her is play-based, but these are the curriculum kind of paper table resources that we are using with her. Let me know in the comments, have you guys started incorporating things into your homeschool day? Have you started your homeschool year? Do you have preschool kids? What do you do with them? What activities do you use? Do you use curriculum with them? I would love to know, so leave me any of those answers in the comments and we can talk about it. I would love to have that conversation with you guys. If you enjoyed this content, if it was helpful to you, give us a thumbs up, subscribe to this channel so that you can join us next week in My Familia Homeschool.